What's up, guys? Ryan here from Darkdally. Today we're playing Farming Simulator 22, and we are on the map of, I believe it's called Holmakra 22. It's a Swedish forestry map, pronouncing it the best I can. Anyway, this is my favorite forestry map to play, and I love it because to set up all the trees with designations between, different types of trees, different areas. And what I like to do, and what we're going to do today, is a little bit of role play. My role play is that I'm smuggling wood. I know this takes place in Sweden, but I'm smuggling wood from the Canadian border down into America. And I must do so very sneakily by either using the custom plants up here to dry and stammer the wood, or simply using covered wagons full of wood chips to smuggle it down over the American border to sell down here. Hey, roleplay. I said roleplay, right? So, yeah. I want to show you some of the vehicles that we're using, because one thing, playing Farming Simulator, one thing I really love about Forestry, it's not as predictable or repetitive as farming. Nothing wrong with farming, I've been doing this for years. But working out here in the forest, there's never a predictable moment. You don't know how things are going to go down. I want to show you some of the vehicles we're using. We're using only the best vehicles. These are all, I think, modded vehicles, and I've tested them all extensively. And I'll show you what they all are. First of all, I sold the wheel loader. It starts you off with a Claas wheel loader, which is great, but I sold it for one that you'll see that's better for what it does. And the Valtra, Valmet that it starts you off with, yeah, we've upgraded that, and I'll show you this one that I have and all the attachments to it. And the best truck in the game, this particular Unimog. These are all mods I've been using since the release, well, not since release of 22, but since they came about. And I can honestly say all of these work really well. So the whole idea is, this is just role play. It's a fun way to make selling wood. I want to smuggle it across the border. Now, one way I've been doing it is in this Unimog right here, and I'll show you the exact which one it is, because there's a few Unimog mods. And I have a covered trailer here, so they can't see what we're transferring. So we're taking all this awesome ass Canadian wood and we're chipping it down. Right now we're chipping it down. Later I'll be in a different video, maybe we'll be drying and stammering it, processing it over there, so they won't recognize it. We'll be using a wood trailer. Right now I'm just kind of using starting equipment. Okay, so starting equipment. It starts you off with a regular Valtra Valmet. Yeah, no good for me. The Valtra I'm using here. Now, this is where the mods get a little bit tricky, and I'll show you the best I can, because this Jake 600 crane was incredibly hard to find. Here, let me show you exactly what I mean. So I'm using the Valtra Valmet Mega. You can see the title of the mod down below the price there in tiny blue print. Valtra Valmet Mega Series. This you can download anywhere. And if you look at it, here, let's look at it in the store. I'm going to show you something about this tractor just real quick here. Let's go down to the Valtra Valmet Mega. And the thing about it, there it is if you look at it in the store and you go to forestry options, okay, if you look at the back axle really closely, you can select Jake 600. And you see it puts mounts on the rear axle, which also add half a ton somehow. But hey, more weight is always good. Now the thing is, where do you get that Jake 600 attachment? I've never found it on any. I looked for it forever on Farming Simulator 22 mods, FS22 mods, every modding site to find this crane. I went to Google, I googled Jake 600. All I found was Reddit threads of people asking where to find it, because it's the Valtra Valmet Mega is made with an attachment for it right here. It says right there, Jake 600 attachment. But I couldn't find it on any site. Let me fire the tractor up. And it's great because it attaches independent. You notice I have Notice I've got a front weight on the front. I've got a front weight on the front, and I've got an MP lift loader on the front with a high tip bucket, and on the back I have a attach fun winch, which is like essential for logging. And in between, yeah, we have this guy. This thing is indispensable. Just oops, it just, well, it moves like any other crane. However, because I'm running a high tip bucket, sometimes when I use certain buttons, they will interfere. Now, to find this mount, to find this particular crane, I don't think I searched J600 or J600. I think if you look on the side up here, it says Kesla 326T, something like that. I think I had to Google that, and I forget where I found it. Some mod site, I don't know. So if you're looking for that, because I looked for that forever, but it attaches directly to the Mega on the axle mount. So I can still have front and rear, and I have an MP lift loader. MP lift loader is something that, you know, well, okay, that bucket's easily findable anywhere and everywhere. But this loader should be pretty easy to find. MP lift, and you want to, well, because this tractor comes with an MP lift console, so all of this fits together. It makes a very nice working unit, really. So we'll be using this, and I'm showing you the mods. What we're going to do is we're going to smuggle a tree down into America. That's what we're going to do. We're going to smuggle a tree via chips. We're going to use the stationary wood chipper right here, which you can download off probably any site. It's way quicker and easier to use. I have another chipper here, which is kind of a pain. See, there's still a log stuck in it. All right, yeah, this one likes to spit out logs, especially when you're talking like, I'm just using these trees over here in this green area. These are not even the big trees. These are just some moderate sized trees, but one of those trees will nearly fill this thing right here, this trailer, the tipper that I'm using. The tipper that I'm using, I think, is actually the only thing I'm using that's not a mod. See, I don't have many vehicles. I'll show you all of them. The trailer I'm using is actually not a mod. This is just a great trailer right here. I love this trailer. I love this trailer. That's the only thing I'm using, not a mod. The truck I'm using, this is the Unimog you want. Trust me, it's really low cost. It only costs about $27,000 new, and it's the Unimog U1 200, U1 400. You can see the name of the mod and part of the mod author down there. That's the one you want. You can get front and rear hydraulics, your choice of bed. I just have a regular bed, but you can get a tipper bed of either 3,000 or 7,000 capacity. You can change exhaust. Yeah, again, front and rear hydraulics. I have a logging blade on the front, and yeah, the thing runs like a champ, as you'll see here in a minute. This is a great guy. Now first, let's get some wood. So we own all those trees over there. Let's go get some wood. So we'll be using this guy. Now this thing works incredibly well, like scary well. So we're gonna go out here and get some wood. Now why do I have a shovel on the front? That's because I'm working with wood chips. I have grapples and stuff like that too. Also, it's about weight. I want as much weight as I can. And I'm running the widest tires that I can. Not really. This thing can actually run flotation tires, which are wider than this. And it can run doubled, it can run twin tires all around as well. But you do need to be able to fit in between the trees. The reason I mention this is stabilization. When you start moving that crane around, yeah, swinging around a 4-ton tree can definitely throw this thing off its weight. Anyway, let's go get another tree. Out here you'll see another mod that I'm using. This is my favorite wheel loader because it's cheap and it's effective. Let's turn the tractor around over here because we're going to grab one of these trees and turn it into wood chips. Now, wouldn't it be better if I used it as logs? Yeah, sure, but that's just what we're doing today is we're transporting wood chips over the Canadian border. I know, even though we're in Sweden. Let's just park the tractor here. We'll be using the winch. We'll be using all kinds of tools. Here is the wheel loader of preference for me, and it's the Liebherr 622 electronic. I'll show you right here. The Liebherr 622, it only costs like $50,000, and it can attach this incredible, awesome stump grinder right on the front of it. And it's cheap, effective, great in every way. It comes with a custom 3-ton weight you can put on the back. First, let's find a tree. Oh, I like that big one right there. Yes, I like this big one right here. So whenever you're trying to decide to, you know, how to fell a tree, well, we're going to be pulling it out towards the road. I'm going to use the winch and pull it out towards the road. So we want it to fall that way, hopefully without getting hung up in any other trees. So it's all about deciding what angle to cut this tree at. We want it to fall, I think, about this way. I think. Let's find out. So let's cut this down. You want to crouch down and cut in the direction that you want the tree to fall. And let her rip. Boom, straight fall. Now we want to just cut off all the limbs. I'm not using lumberjack mod or anything I consider to be cheating. No, not whatsoever. Okay, as far as I can tell, we got a clear log here, and it's very, very long. Very, very long. Yeah, that's what she said, right? First, we got to remove the stump. That's what I got this guy here for. So let's hop in my wheel loader. This is my favorite wheel loader. Let's get rid of this stump. This thing is expert for stump removal, and, well, pretty much everything else. Now, this particular stump remover has a couple of options. Remove it up. I can press this button. Wait, where's it at? Oh, I need to get on it. There we go. I can lower the rear blades. When you lower the rear blades like that, that's going to remove bushes, ground, cover, everything. That's why this is so awesome. And this blade only costs like $9,000. It costs like nothing. When you lower that rear blade, here, I'll show you. Yeah, see, it basically plows the ground. It removes absolutely everything, including like the tree, possibly. So we're going to pull that rear blade up. We're only going to be using the front blade. All right. Yeah, this thing is incredibly versatile. Sorry, we're just going to use the front blade and take away this tree stump so that we can actually tow the tree out of here. That's all it takes. Done. That's done and dusted. Now let's get this thing out of the way because we got to pull that thing out of here somehow. All right, so let's grab this, and what we're going to do is I'm not going to be using the Jake 600. I'm just going to be using the winch, the Touch Fun winch. Everyone should know this. It's in like every farming simulator game. Well, I know it was in 19, and it's here again, and it's the same hotkeys and everything. You want to get a good angle at it. I can attach it from anywhere. I mean, here, I'll attach it from here. First, you always want to make sure, let's select it. Whoops, there we go. And turn on logging winch. You want to turn it on. Then we can just run down here. Where's my log? There it is. Just want to just hit the B button on my keyboard and attach a chain to it. Now I can just hop in here and Shift Z to pull it up really quick. Up to the tractor. Okay, we got some wide turns to make, and this is a really long log, so let's try to make these turns wide because we don't want to get hung up. I don't have to cut the thing up into pieces if I don't have to. Right here we got to back up, so what I can do is, if I have room, I think I do, I can lower the, there we go. I can lower the attach fun down and actually back up and push the log back a little bit. Yeah, a little trick you can do. You can raise that back up. I'm going to try to make these turns wide because we are pulling a very long log. And I'm just going to pull this into the stationary wood chipper that I have up here. Try not to weave through too much stuff because, trust me, this big long log can get hung up on things. So we want to make the turn into our yard really wide. My blade went down again. Let's pull the blade back up and watch the water over here, but we want to make this turn as wide as we can. Yeah, this map is beautiful with all the, I love the color palette too. I love the kind of dulled down color palette. It makes everything not so bright and vivid. It looks like a foggy, like Swedish forest. All right, now we want to make this turn as wide as we can in here so we don't get hung up on the gate. Because as you can see, it's going to, so we got to try to power through it. There we go. And we're just going to use this right here. This stationary wood chipper makes everything way easier, because trust me, that wood chipper up there works, but I don't want to sit here with y'all for 20 minutes trying to chip a log, as it keeps tossing bits out. So we're just going to run up here and hit sell wood. And that just throws into the chipper, and you can see it on the bottom right hand corner of my screen. It's chipping it, chipping it, chipping it. I know it's not very visual, it's not as visual, but it works. You're working with long stuff like that. Oh my gosh. Alright, so we have more than a truck full. We're going to have to get a bigger truck. But today we're just running one truckload down there. Yeah, I already have another tree in there. So there, we now have about 12,000. Yep, about 12,000 liters of wood chips. Let's go ahead and get this thing pulled away. Yeah, this thing's incredibly useful. The utility of this... Oh, let's turn our logging winch off. This thing has incredible utility, especially with this, being able to reach, you know, everywhere around the vehicle, you know, and it has all the functions of a normal, obviously. Yeah. And it can reach all the way around the vehicle. Incredibly useful. Yeah, and that thing was hard to find. That's the hardest to find mod I've ever found. It's weird that you can download the Valtra Valmet Mega, which has the mount for this, but this does not come with it, nor is it anywhere on those sites, or at least it wasn't. Just look for... I tried searching Jake 600, didn't come up with anything. Try searching Kesla, and any combination of those. Right, so let's go ahead and let's pick up those wood chips in our truck, and we're going to smuggle them over the border. So this is the Unimog I spoke of. It's a great mod. There's no flaws in this. There's tons of add-ons, tons of everything. I say that because there's other Unimog mods you can get. This one's incredibly efficient. It's the best one. I deleted my other Unimog. Alright, so we can just bring this up to the wood chipper here and just fill this up. Fill this up from here. Start filling. And just fill this up with wood chips. Now, we want to be very careful smuggling this over the Canadian border down into the US. Later I'll be drawing and stammering the wood in a different video to make sure that we get it there properly. Okay, so off we go. Around the... now, there's lots of ways through this map. But the best way... Oh yeah, there's tons of roads. This map is just absolutely epic. Like when you look at... sorry, I was going to say, when you look at this map, there's just roads everywhere. But you want to use, for stuff like this, for mass transport, the quickest way is actually to go around the map, because a lot of these mountainous roads, they get a little bit hairy. Of course, you want to go up in those mountainous roads to get some of those really cool trees and stuff up there. The ones I'm using now are pretty low yield. I'm not going to get a whole ton of money for this. I just kind of want to show you a little bit here. Let's have a look inside the cab of the Mercedes Unimog. This particular mod, they did a really good job with the interior of it, I think. Again, a lot of selectable beds. All the selectable beds you'd expect to see. I also like the option of having front and rear hydraulics. Yeah, 3-point lift and hydraulics on front and rear. Gives you a lot of options. So we got a little bit of a drive ahead of this. That's, yeah. Again, this is, you know, like I'm doing this role play thing. So I got a covered wagon, and we're just, we're in the middle of the woods. There's no kind of, you know, there's no kind of checkpoint or anything here. They're not going to stop us at the border. And what got me started on this role play idea was actually, I was watching a movie recently about people smuggling stuff across the Canadian border. Now, of course, to my knowledge, Canada's biggest export, as far as I know, probably along with some of their really high-priced lumber, I believe their biggest export would be maple syrup. And I don't have a mod or any way to do that. And this map doesn't take place in Canada. I'm just pretending it does. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, I do believe the Canadians' biggest export is maple syrup, and yeah, people do smuggle it across the border, I think, because it's worth so much money. But here we're just doing wood. We're doing it in the form of a covered trailer, so they can't see what we're doing. playing Farming Simulator, like one really fun thing is roleplay. If you're not doing roleplay, if you're playing Farming Simulator and you're not doing any kind of roleplay, it can get a bit repetitive after a while, you know? Like, even if you're doing, like, fields and stuff. And trust me, what I'm doing here, I'm slowly clearing out spaces to have fields, so I can have tractors. I've gone through a lot of mods. I've gone through hundreds of mods, and I've not made enough videos on this game. I really haven't made enough videos on this game. I've gone through thousands of mods. Right now I have, I don't know, I'm trying to keep it under 900, but I've gone through quite a bit, and I've discarded hundreds. I have a notebook. Every time I find a mod that's faulty, I write it down in this notebook, and then so I remember to delete it later. And let's just say I got about 4 pages, 2 columns each of mods that I've decided not, you know, to use. So I know what are the good vehicles, what are not. This Unimog is a great vehicle, this particular one. I got rid of the other one. I like this one better. Hell, you can use this thing as a tractor. And I have before. You can get like the 7,000 liter thing in the back, fill it with rocks or whatever to weight it down, put a weight in the front, and you can use this thing like a tractor in the field. It's got 241, I believe, horsepower. Yeah, because of the front and rear PTO and 3-point linkage, you can use this thing like a tractor. Oh, we gotta turn left up here. Yeah, okay, we're entering American territory. Be very quiet. Oh, actually, don't be quiet. There's no checkpoint or anything because we're not really in... Yeah, we're in Sweden, actually, but yeah, just ignore all that. All right. So here we're coming up into... And now a lot of these trees were... Oh, let me zoom out. A lot of these trees we're seeing here, I believe these ones up ahead of us, I believe these are worth way more money. They're also way heavier. They're like way denser wood. If I'm not mistaken, these are the really dense, really heavy ones. And really tall. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I believe these are the really dense, really heavy ones that you want. When I say dense, I mean like you have to cut them. If you're going to carry them with a chainsaw, you got to cut them into like 2-3 sections, like 2-foot sections, just to carry them. If I'm not mistaken, those are the ones here in the red areas. Now, I used to do this, well, just amateurly. Well, not the smuggling part. I've never smuggled anything, but I mean lumberjacking as an amateur, just to get my own firewood. You know, go up in the mountains, just to, you know, just take a pickup trailer, you know, a pickup truck, a trailer, you know, a couple chainsaws, a couple extra chains, and go up there. And well, where I live here in America, anyway, it's legal. I don't know how it is where you guys live. Yeah, these trees are like the high-dollar trees, I believe, off here on my left. Here, I don't know how it is where you live at. I can go up in the mountains, and as long as it's more than like so many feet off the road or whatever, or if it's on some kind of unserviced road or whatever, as long as you remove it, no, it's not going to matter. You can take all you want. Well, also it kind of helps if you own the land, and well, yeah, we used to own a logging claim. Well, okay, so I guess there's that. I don't know. It's been a long time. It was a very long time ago. It was longer ago than I care to admit. I'm just kind of passing time while we do the drive. Whoops, kind of skidded sideways there. I'm just kind of trying to pass the time while we drive. We're getting there. We're getting there. You can drive straight across this map, but it's really friggin' hilly. Well, yeah, you need to be able to drive through all this crap. There's a lot of really big equipment I'd love to have. Like I said, all the mods that I have deemed as good. I only occasionally, like very rarely now, do I actually delete a mod. Every once in a while I'll find one that's not working so well for me or whatever. Alright, so we're approaching the place where we sell the wood chips up here. Stammered wood. Of course, we're not selling stammered wood. Oh, we want to turn here. We're just selling wood chips. So we're going to take the fork off to the right, and we're just going to sell this as wood chips. So we're going to go up this road here. And here's our wood chip cell. And we'll see how much we can get for our smuggled Canadian wood chips. Okay, I know. Again, it's just role play because we're not going to get much for it. Now, another mod I suggest is the ability to block or unblock your axles. I don't know if it's on the console or not. I don't know. You want to straighten out the truck first. Once the truck is straight, I can press the Y key on my keyboard and block my axles. So now I can back this up. back this up like mostly like a normal trailer. There we go. Let's go ahead and unblock my axles so I don't forget. You don't want to forget that. It's hard to drive a 4-axle trailer. Yeah, unless, yeah, with the, okay, so unblock the axles. And let's go ahead and see what we get. Not much money, but this is just roleplay. This is just fun. If I wanted a lot of money, well, I'll show you some of the stuff you can use to get big money, of course. And again, you know, like I said, I try to use only the good mods. So we're just making... There's only $2,000, but hey, one tree, $2,000 is not bad. Imagine how much of that I could stack on one thing. What I would do is I would dry and stammer their wood, you know, and like that's my idea of like smuggling it so they couldn't tell us from Canada or something. I don't know. Heck, I don't know. Some of the other equipment that I'm looking to buy, I'll show you up here under Forestry Machines. I got some great Forestry Machinery mods that are epic. I try to only get the really good ones. I have this awesome, this is cool, I love this Forestry Fast Track skidder. It's got a built-in skidder on it. Really awesome. And some John Deere equipment, a John Deere forwarder, a John Deere harvester, and I love skidders because this is like old school. This is not even an old school skidder. This is just really cool. It's like a buncher skidder thing. And then here we have, this is an old skidder from like the 80s or something. These are badass. I mean, these are hard to use, but just using them is like super badass. Oh, and then this is one of my favorite tools to use. This is a mod. Again, you can see the names of all the mods right below the price there. The old school feller buncher. I love this because you can grab it. You can grab like a 200-foot tall tree, grab it, cut it, and then you can tilt it and either feed it into a chipper or do it. Well, do whatever you want. Old school feller buncher. These things are fun to run, but it also costs $360,000. Here we have us a big ass thing, and this is what you would use for. Well, you use this to grab big bunches of wood. And then I got 1-yarder that I use, and yeah, this one right here, this lizard tiger cat. But this is all later on because this stuff's very expensive. Anyway, we have successfully moved our wood across the Canadian border. And now, we turn to go back home. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Darkdally, playing Farming Simulator 22. And today we are clearing out this massive forest. Maybe make some fields, make some progress. I don't know. We have very limited equipment to start with. Just trucks and basic stuff. I could be moving logs, but right now I just figured I'd start by moving wood chips under a covered trailer. Just, yeah, it's just like this whole roleplay thing. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Darkdally, and I will catch you guys next time.